Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another Spider-Man PS4 related video. And before I even begin, we have hit over 1,400 subscribers, everybody. Thank you so much. Again, all of your support means the entire world to me, and I would not know what to do without any of you. Hopefully, I can try and show how grateful I am by continuously uploading videos in regards to Spider-Man PS4, Homecoming, the new cartoon, any other Spider-Man content that you guys are interested in, but me especially, it is and in the Spidey Squad's interest to keep discussing about Spider-Man PS4. Again, I'm on Twitter now. I will be going on Facebook, but I've just been totally going nuts on Twitter. Just know that Spider-Man PS4 is still happening. We are lucky enough that this game is even existing. And just know that Insomniac Games, Marvel, and Sony are doing the best job possible they can with this game. And even though they're not showing any footage, not even any new screenshots, no new information of anything, they will make this a really fantastic game. And to kind of explain what is going on with this video and the next couple of videos that you will see on this channel is that Bill Rosemann, as you know, as you're watching right now, he had his presentation at D.I.C.E 2017, which I'll put a link to in the description below, and so you can watch it yourselves if you missed it. Now, if you did see it, like myself and a couple of other the Spidey Squad members, you will know he did not really talk about a lot of Marvel games, specifically Spider-Man PS4, of course. But, again, D.I.C.E was a presentation to show the inspiration of world building within the games that Marvel will be putting out, that of which being, of course, Spider-Man PS4, Guardians of the Galaxy. He talked a little bit about the Avengers project and then brought up this comic character by the name of Blue Ear, trying to show the motivation of each character within Marvel's universe, within their comic world, and how people inspire Marvel just as much as the characters do for us. And it was a really cool presentation and just kind of showed the passion and inspiration and told just utter amazement that these creators have just as much as we do when they are trying to make these experiences for us. So again, I understand a lot of people are upset with Bill not showing anything new for Spider-Man PS4, but again, more stuff is coming soon, very soon. I know that may not seem true to some of you guys, even certain Spidey Squad members like Legit MHX and Spidey Skater Boy, and also Adam the Gamer 66. Some of them have kind of lost a little bit of hope and hype, and faith has kind of gone down a little bit, but we are all still very excited. So just realize that we are all still very hyped for this game, as should you. Now, to get into the nitty-gritty of what is going on here, Bill Rosemann at D.I.C.E 2017. Again, if you saw it, you think he might have not told anything about the game, and for those of you who didn't see it, you might have just think this is a giant waste of time. Please watch it after you watch this video, because he shared a lot of really cool information in regards to Spider-Man PS4 and kind of hinted at it. Because, again, if you watched it, it didn't really seem like he was answering any questions or updating fans about the games or letting us know about the actual world building that is going on. He just told about comics. Some people called him kind of like a subpar Kevin Feige, you know, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's how they kind of treated him. But, again, he's talking about the inspiration and little tiny aspects that we can see be implemented into the game. So let's start off with the ones that we already know. So, the ones that we already know about would be Marvel puts the human within the superhuman. Now, these are all quotes that I have written down. These are all notes that I've taken down from Bill's presentation that are very interesting, and I will be explaining certain parts of them in more videos. But for right now, I'm going to go over the really interesting analytic points and reviewing the actual important factors of Bill's information in regards to specifically Spider-Man PS4. As you can see already with those two covers right there, going back to the hashtag Amazing T-shirt, we have what I posted on Twitter, also the Amazing Fantasy cover. That is classic Spider-Man on the left side. And then on the right, we have Alex Ross and his drawing of Peter Parker mixed with Spider-Man and the characters and people that mix with Peter Parker and Spider-Man's world. Because, once again, we know that the main theme of Spider-Man PS4 is that Peter Parker's world and Spider-Man's world will collide. Those are some of the best stories with this character. And that is the main theme that will be going on for this game. And Bill going up here and showing these two pictures is very intriguing and very interesting, to say the least. Especially with that hashtag Amazing T-shirt. That even furthers my assumption that I believe the title for the game would be Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy, especially how big and bold Amazing is on that cover. I just think it makes sense, and that would be a really cool title for the game as well. Now, kind of to continue on what Bill was saying within the presentation, He went on to say Marvel's characters have feet of clay, which, if you don't know what that means each of Marvel's characters have a big flaw or a weakness within their stories. For example, with Spider-Man, of course, he has his Uncle Ben that got shot and murdered by Dennis Carradine, the killer who shot him. And, of course, his weakness is that he's kind of a nerd, he's not really that popular, but he's Spider-Man, and with great power comes great responsibility. So that is some of Peter's most fascinating and most important traits that we have of this character, which is very, very emotional, very passionate, and very heart-wrenching for us fans, which is what the theme is, again, for Peter within Spider-Man PS4. Now, once again, Peter Parker's world and Spider-Man's world will collide. That is, again, the main theme of the game. Along with this really cool quote that Bill had to say during this presentation, was that Peter was an outsider within high school. And again, along with how Spider-Man and Peter's world are colliding with one another, and just how amazing of a character Spider-Man is when he's in his prime, like he will be in this game, he goes on to say, our purpose, so him and Marvel and Insomniac's reason for this game, our purpose is to show the world why this character is so awesome. Now, who doesn't think Spider-Man is awesome? Almost every single hardcore Marvel fan or DC fan loves Spider-Man. But apparently, for another part in this game, is that they're going to show just how important and how awesome Spider-Man really is. And since he was an outsider in high school, I think we might get a little bit of information of Peter's backstory, maybe see some flashbacks, maybe get some, it's not this game is not an origin story, yes, but I think it'd be a really cool and smart move if they did what Batman Arkham Asylum did, where they kind of showed a weird, creepy flashback of Scarecrow messing with Batman's head, showing young Bruce's parents getting murdered, and showing him kind of slowly turn to Batman. It'd be really cool if there were some instances where maybe Mysterio's in the game, he does that, where he messes with Peter's head and Peter sees Uncle Ben getting shot, him going after Uncle Ben's killer, or just that's a flashback in the game. Who knows? I think it'd be really cool if they put that feature in there. And then Bill goes on to saying, sometimes when you win as a superhero, you lose as your secret identity. This again parallels the fact that Spider-Man will be colliding worlds with Peter Parker, and vice versa. Peter Parker will be colliding worlds with himself as Spider-Man. And that quote, again, sometimes when you see yourself as a superhero and you win as one, your secret identity might lose as the other. So this is a really interesting, cool quote that Bill had to say during this presentation. Along with that, the pictures that you saw Bill talk about earlier, where Spider-Man was buried under the rubble, that was Amazing Spider-Man number 33, and where he was trapped under that giant metal structure. That is something I am going to be talking about in another video that you might find really interesting, and I have actually analyzed it a lot further. I did a video about that earlier, kind of in the past few months. I talked about what iconic storylines from the comics could be interpreted into Spider-Man PS4, and then when Bill showed that picture, the panel of Spider-Man underneath the rubble, that even furthers my assumption that a sequence like that, if not that exact sequence, will be in Spider-Man PS4. So stay tuned with that other video. But now, also, he goes on to say, our goal is also to bring this fictional world into the real world. So all of the assumptions from the comics, all of the inputs, all of the great storylines from the past Spider-Man comic lines will be interpreted and inputted into this realistic, grounded Spider-Man game. And again, he says this twice. This game is very personal for us. He says that twice within his presentation. He says it's going to focus on our life's journey. So him as a fan, him and Marvel and Insomniac's journey as fans for this character and as Marvel fans in general, they're going to focus on their life journey into this game and celebrate him with the world. Now, does that mean celebrate him with the real world or celebrate him within the world of this video game? Could be both. It could be the game. It could be only our world. Who knows? That is really interesting that he said that. And again, Spider-Man is a very experienced hero within this game, and that furthers my assumption that he will be a very beloved and very famous character within this world, a very famous figure of the Marvel heroes within this game. Which also furthers my assumption that the Avengers project is tied in with Spider-Man. Again, it's not confirmed that they're not tied in together. No one has said that. They just haven't said it flat out. Until they officially say this game is not tied into the Avengers project, then it's still possible. And then finally, right here, he's saying Miles Morales. He's talking about Miles Morales being Spider-Man. Does that mean that Spider-Man could be in Spider-Man PS4? Miles Morales could be included within this game? Who knows? But everything that he said is very interesting. Along with the lines of this quote that I found extremely fascinating. He says, I always wanted to be Peter Parker, who lived in the city, had a job, and went on dates. If that doesn't tell you that those features will be in the game, meaning having Peter Parker walk around New York City, like free roam Peter Parker gameplay in New York City, living in the city, going to a job, the Daily Bugle, and going on dates, hopefully with Mary Jane or some of other Peter's girlfriend, that would be incredible. Thank you so much for watching this video, true believers. There's tons more videos to come on Bill Rosemann's topics talking about this, so stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.